Alright, good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Here we are, it's Erev Shabbos Parah. The whole Indian of Parshas Parah is a Parsha of Tahara. That we're getting sanitized spiritually. And there's a fascinating Kedushas Levi because he brings the question that I always asked. And it says that the Satan Umas Ha'olam have tightness in the Klal Yisrael. Matam yesh bo. What reason is there for this mitzvah of the Parah? And Shlomo Melech allein gesucht that King Solomon himself said that it's very far away from me. I sought out wisdom, and behold, it's far away from me. So what? Excuse me. We say that that's connected to this mitzvah of the Parah. So what exactly is going on here? Because we have another medrash that seems to answer it. Meaning this is something that's so far away, and the Satan and the heathens make fun of us, saying, what's the reason for it? And Shlomo Melech himself said he couldn't figure out a reason. Yet we see Rashi brings what sounds like a pretty logical reason. Right? This week's Parsha, our regular Parsha. You know, if a baby makes a mess in the palace, his mother has to come clean it up. If we were designed by God initially to be ever-living beings, and because of the original sin we became mortals, not that we're damned to hell, like the Christians say, with all due respect. I love my Christian neighbors and friends. But the way we understand it is that, the original sin means that people are mortal. Doesn't mean we're going to hell just because we're mortal. And so now we're mortal, right? And then when we came to Sinai, we came to Mount Sinai, Paskus and Masam, the impurity of the original sin was removed. So then we are able to live forever again. And then, because of the sin of the golden calf, we became mortals again. And so now that we're mortal, there's death in the world again, and we have to deal with the halachos, with the laws of how to deal with when we encounter a corpse, and the laws of tumah, of Levitical spiritual impurity. And so, Yavayim v'kaneach estois b'noah, the mother, the cow, should come and clean up the mess that the calf made. Perfectly logical. Kedushas Levi, though, he says, I think the Nomer Melech brings a similar idea. So they both Mistama heard it from the market, right? That no, the Satan, the Umas Ha'olam are saying Matam yesh bo. What's the reason for it? Because they want to bring up the Chet HaEgel. It's like the story, it's brought in the Sipurei Chasidim, that there was a town, they just elected a mayor who was a little bit anti-Semitic, but the Jews of the town wanted to show their loyalty to the new mayor, and they made a big party to celebrate the new mayor, and they were dancing around in circles, and the mayor said to the rabbi, says, it seems that your people have a proclivity to dancing around, dancing in circles, like they danced by the golden calf. So the rabbi said, It's what we tend to do when we make a cow our leader. A behemoth. Anyway, so that's what it says. The Satan and the Umas Ha'olam, they want to bring up the Chet HaEgel. They want to persecute us and prosecute us. And God answers, no, it's a chok. So it's chukas a Torah. That's all it is. We have it's a chok. We have no explanation for this. It's just because God said so, and that's it. It's interesting. Shlomo Melech said that he sought out wisdom that was far from him. That when it talks about particularly the one issue that was really confusing, it would seem, is Mitame Tahoret, Mitahar Tameim. That those who are already pure get sullied by the Paraduma, and those who are impure get purified. What's that all about? And I said that's also not that difficult to understand in the simple way that, if you're involved in some kind, like the Rebbe Sisa said, Azi Panim L'Gehinna, Boishis Panim L'Gan Eden. That the Rebbe Sisa explained that Mishnah to mean, the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, to mean that if someone is proud of who they are, and proud to be a servant of God, they could even serve God in the very pits of hell. They could go into a prison, to a college campus, to all these hellish places, and they can serve God in those places, and they can develop a ministry and bring people back to God in those places. But if someone is boishas upon him, someone who is shame-faced, they have to stay in Gan Eden. They have to stay in heaven. They have to stay in the synagogue, in the Bais Medrash, in the yeshiva, in the kollel. So, but the thing is when you go into these places to do your ministry, you're going to get your hands dirty. Now, you're not going to be as bad as the people that you're purifying, but you're going to be saving people. But you yourself are going to get your hands dirty, but it's okay. You can clean it. It's much easier to clean. You just have to go to the mikveh. You don't need the Parah. And that seems to be pretty obvious, but again, Shlomo Melech said it's not so obvious. And there's a message in that, and that really, we think we're getting our hands dirty. And I'm talking about metaphorically sometimes, and sometimes literally, that we are getting dirty when actually we got to realize that in a certain way that's humbling us and purifying us more. And so we're not becoming tamei because of that, just the opposite. Now there's a very interesting Rambam. It's the Gemara really Mishnah, but the Rambam explains it very beautifully. When it comes to the Paraduma, that essentially, let's pause. So he's here too, Edgar. So the Tzedukim, the Sadducees, that's sad, you see, they had their own idea. They were strict when it came to the Paraduma. I don't have to get into all the details, but essentially the Jewish law is that when you go to the mikveh, you're still kind of in a limbo state for certain laws until it gets dark. Like the Kohanim, that's the first Mishnah in the whole Talmud. it starts about this, that the Kohanim wouldn't eat in their they won't eat truma until they get it, cleared up, what's going on exactly. So they have to wait till it's dark. They go to mikveh in the day and they wait till dark before they eat truma. So the whole items here. But he's not here. So the when it comes to these things with the halacha of the paraduma is that going to the mikveh is enough. You don't need anything more than just a mikveh. You don't need to wait till evening. But the Sadducees, the Solo Scripturinics, they said no, you have to wait till evening. So then what? How do they handle that? So Chazal said, no, we're not going to be strict like you. We're going to be lenient. We're going to touch the Kohen with a dead lizard, a gecko, something, and make him go to the mikveh, and not wait till evening. It's good enough that he's in Tvul Yom. He's in that limbo state. That shows us something powerful. We think, sometimes it's good to be strict. If that stringency comes from heresy, we don't be strict. We only be strict when we're cognizant of our stringency. A lot of people, they're discussing, should they go to shul with this coronavirus? And most likely, you're not going to catch it going to shul. But which stringency is more important? To be strict to go to shul, or to be strict to guard your health? So the Sadducees probably would say you have to go to shul, even if you're going to get sick. And the rabbinical Jews, I know they like to call us Pharisees. It's not really. I don't think that's what they ever actually call themselves. Every time in Chazal, when you see this word Perushim, it's meant more as what they call us, not what we call ourselves. But your Pharisee friend will say no. You gotta stay home, guard your health. Your health is the most important thing. God will forgive you for not going to shul. So it's a fascinating Rambam there, where he says, with lahoitzim elibim shel tzedukim, to get out of the who made up something to show that we disagree with the Sadducees, who just make up their own religion and not based on tradition. And at his time, he was dealing with the same problem with the Karaites, who had a similar theology. One more Torah on Parshas Sisa from the Kedushas Levi says, "V'shamru v'nei Yisrael es shabbos, lasis es shabbos." He says we have seems like a machlekes Yerushalmi and Bavli. The Jerusalem Talmud says if all of Israel would keep one Sabbath, they'd be redeemed. The Babylonian Talmud, which we usually follow, says 2 Sabbaths. So which is it, 1 or 2? So Kedushas Levi says the same thing. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael es shabbos. The children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, Laz faces a Shabbos, in order to make the next Sabbath. Meaning the power of the energy of keeping the Shabbos is going to help you the whole week to serve God. And that serving God the whole week is going to make your next Shabbos greater. Rabbi Moshe Wolfson, Zolgazunstein, one of our senior Gedolei Yisrael in Brooklyn today, he always says every Shabbos is the greatest Shabbos that ever was, because it includes all the energy of all the previous Shabbos. So every Shabbos is exponentially greater than the last. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants. So that's what it means. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael es Shabbos, The children of Israel should keep the Sabbath. That's the first one. La'asos is a Shabbos. That's the second one. One Shabbos leads to another Shabbos. No, just one Shabbos. We'll all be free. Let's keep this Shabbos together. However we keep it, worshiping God, loving God, doing what we're supposed to do, and doing our best to try to keep Shabbos. And the Shabbos will keep us too. Because, like that's the saying that goes, more than the Jews kept Shabbos, the Shabbos kept us. That's what keeps us together. And so even if we're sitting all alone, Shabbos, just with our families, or just by ourselves and not going to shul, whatever we're doing, we're still making Shabbos. And we still have the power of all the Shabbos before, and we're still giving energy to the future. That's the sanctification of time, because time is more ethereal. And that's something we can connect to God to in a great way. All right, God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good Shabbos. And we'll see each other later. Take care.